Stepping Up to the Plate on BCTV is presented by Smoker & Company and One Source Business Solutions.
go crazy, kind of spread out. But this is your time. You got 30 minutes to ask away.
You know how that feels. If you're at your lowest, your teammates know how that feels because they've probably been where you're at one point in time. So I just turn to them and know that if I'm not at my best, that they're going to pick me up no matter what. And knowing that helps a lot, only because you know that if you do something wrong on the field, that Leah's there to back me up, or Leah's going to come up the next inning and get a hit and pick me up for my bad at bat that I had the previous inning. So knowing that you just have a bunch of basically sisters with you all the time that have your back and are going to do it for you makes it easier.
So, no, it was the gift, because then the next time I went to throw, the ball landed like right there. Coach was like, what the heck? Pulled me out, and everybody, when did this happen?
From Coach Candrea. I loved how he coached and he saw a team of players, and although he was a stickler for doing things fundamentally sound, he was very good at looking at people and finding out what their strengths were and having them focus on their strengths, getting better on their weaknesses, but every single one of us has different strengths. And I think the cool thing about softball is you see every different shape and size. Tall girls, short girls, big girls, small girls. You see a little bit.
Hello again, everybody. This is Dan Clouser, president of the Big Vision Foundation. We just wrapped up our 3rd annual Jennie Finch Camp, and I'm joined here with Tony, Leah, and Crystal, 3 of Jennie's helpers. First of all, guys, thanks for joining us. Let's try not to get stung by a bee here. Thanks for joining us. 3rd year for Crystal and Tony, 2nd year for Leah, because she was doing some ESPN work last year. So first of all, guys, tell me why you guys enjoy doing the camps in general, and why do you love doing the Big Vision camps so much? Because we know we're top on the list.
Yeah, you are top on the list. It's just a joy to be out here and see the girls' faces light up, and especially when they can't really do anything, and by the end of the camp, they're actually doing it. So just seeing them succeed and being here with Big Vision Foundation, the atmosphere is great. Okay, baseball's going on behind us. We have athletes interacting with athletes, and it's just a great atmosphere and great people to work with.
Yes, and Dan is the man with food as well. He knows his food. We're fed well. We will work all day for food.
Yeah.
Well, I love the camp because any of us that have reached the highest level, we know it comes down to the fundamentals. And so our goal is really to break it down in a way they can understand and apply it. And we usually will immediately see the results of that. They need to try to remember that and go home and practice that. And then just to get the passion from us. We've all reached the highest level in our sport. And for them to be able to talk to us and see our love for the game and, the teamwork that we had, like the camaraderie, that they can have that as well. Our goal is that they would be inspired walking out thinking, okay, if they did it, I can do it too.
I'm going to step in front of Tony a little bit here to get to Crystal. And Crystal's not feeling great, so excuse the voice. But Crystal, why do you love doing these?
Well, I love doing it because this is a great camp in general. All the fans, like the parents, the staff is amazing. Everyone comes out and you can just feel the passion at the park. Like, you got baseball going on, like Leah said, and just everyone that enjoys the sport, and they're all here doing it for the same reason, which is really cool about everything.
All right, I'm going to stick with Crystal here while I'm in position, but how many years has it been since you've played professionally, or obviously in the Olympics and that sort of stuff, and why, what does this do? I know for me as a coach, it kind of keeps me young being out there with the kids. It's kind of the same for you guys?
Keeps us young, but at the same time, it just keeps us involved with the sport that we loved growing up, and we don't want to get away from it completely, so it's a way for us to still be in touch with everybody.
Well, and I think for me, we're physically getting older, but mentally we're just as young as when we were on the field. We get out here and we think, we can just do it. And so it's so fun. And I do love the atmosphere. One of the things when I stood on the podium at the Olympics, I thought about all the people behind the scenes, the people who work the fields, the coaches who don't get the recognition behind the scenes, the, one-on-one instructors, our parents that are taking us around. And so for you guys at Big Vision and all you do and your staff, we can't mention that enough, that it does not work if the whole entire group isn't doing it. And we just thank you guys behind the scenes, because we can't come and do what we love if you're not doing this for the girls.
Agreed, to piggyback off that. Yes, it's much easier, like she said, behind the scenes. When you're playing, like, these girls have no idea what you just did and what your crew did to put this on. So us being here for the 3rd year, we know what goes on. We know, so it's a big task to do, but you guys come out and you do it. And the girls, now that we know what goes on from being coaches and doing that and having to prepare paperwork, order uniforms, do all that, it just makes it, when we come out here, like, okay, what do you need? What do you need help with? Because we know it takes a lot to do it. We appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate that you guys recognize that for sure. And one thing I noticed the first year that we did this is just the continued, camaraderie between you four when you get Jennie in the mix as well. So, first thing when I first met Jennie, I was like, this really seems like a family affair. And she's like, absolutely. So, tell me how important it is just to stay in touch with, this, like I said, when you guys are on the stage, but even better when we're, out to eat and nobody else is around and we kind of see the jabs going on. I mean, how, what does that do for you guys?
So we don't see each other very often. The 3 of us live in California, but on like separate sides of the county. So, but coming here, and it's like, literally, it's like we're in college again, or like, it's like we're like 14 again out here. So I think that the girls can feed off that, and that's what we really try to do. Like, you could be doing this. Like, this is fun. We call this a job, but if you don't like to come to your job, why do it? So I think just coming out here and being with them, and that's, I think, we look forward to working with the kids and then seeing, like your sisters basically coming here.
Yeah, and I think it's so important. We stood on that podium because every person brought their talents or, played in championships, because everybody brought what they had and you worked together. But the best part is when you can also get along off the field. And what I love now is we've all gotten older and, our lives are busy in different ways, but it's so fun to still share in all the clinics, and Crystal's doing, her ruthless teams, and to be able to connect with that. And then Tony coaching, but her kids and raising her kids, and I have my kids, Jennie has hers. So I think that is the idea. The whole family aspect behind it is we're doing life, but we're cheering each other on, and then when we come back together, we just get to enjoy those successes.
Like what you see, like, between us is not fake. It's all real. Like, it's all real. Yes.
Exactly. It's just coming together, like getting to see them every time, knowing like I got a month and I get to hang out with everybody again, and it's like, it's really cool just to be able to come together, do what we do for a living. Come on, it can't get any better than that.
No doubt. I agree. We put in some long hours here, but nothing else I'd rather do,
Right.
So, guys, thanks again.
Thank you,
we love
guys.
having you out here. We're looking forward to another year next year. Can't come soon enough in our book. So, thanks again. And we're going to talk to Leah a little bit alone about a little project that she just finished up.
Thank you. Right. Thank you.
All right, here we are again at the end of our Jennie Finch camp, and I'm joined with 3-time Olympic gold medalist Leah O'Brien Amico, who just finished a book, which I think is very cool, again, as a fellow author. I know the work that goes into that.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit, first of all, what inspired you to write the book, and then tell us a little bit about what the book's about.
Well, I've at Jennie Finch camps done devotionals on Sunday before camp for probably about 10 years now. I also do them at other things that I do. I speak a lot and share my Olympic stories, my college championship stories, the life lessons I've learned, and also my stories of faith and how they all can apply and kind of mesh together. And so I've had actually the desire to put it down on a paper, but writing doesn't come as easily as speaking does for me. And so I've been encouraged. Years ago, many times I've actually sat down and tried to write different things. At one point, it was a book kind of about my life, which may end up coming for hopefully some softball players to inspire them. But recently, Jennie and I had actually been throwing it around for years that we've been wanting to do that, because our heart is to encourage these young girls and to remind them at the end of the day, like softball, we have these amazing experiences, but it's a sport. Life can be hard at times, but with God, like He at the center, like we get our foundation, we realize that anything is possible, we realize that we can persevere through any trial, that God's with us. So recently in about March, I met somebody who said, I'd love to help you with that project. You know what? And he gave me the idea of, he listened to kind of what my passion was. And he said, a 31-day devotional would be amazing. And so immediately I was like, yeah. And as long as I had someone to help me along the process, and like you said, I didn't know all that went into it, but I learned quickly. But I had someone cheering me on that had gone through it. And so I think that's important, is the team. It comes back to everything I've done. I've had a good team around me. So I went and wrote all 31 31 stories within like a little over a month, which was really fast, but only because I've been doing it for so many years. Then he kind of would tweak it and make it a little more reader friendly and then send it back. Once he did that process, I had something working, a foundation to start from, and then I went back through every single one and kind of changed it a little bit more, made them longer, fine-tuned them, which then allowed me to then go, and I self-published, so I ended up having to figure that out. That took a while. A lot of frustrating days, but then days of celebration when we figured something out. Again, some people around me that could help with that part of it, and it is a 31-day devotional called Softball Glory and God's Story, to where I share, like I said, Olympic stories of, my youth days of playing, my college days, and the lessons I learned, and then relating it to either a Bible truth or a Bible story. I talk about how I was the weakest on the Olympic team with grip strength, but how God is my strength, and how Samson in the Bible was someone that God was his strength, but when he kind of turned away from God, his strength left him. And just a reminder of that our strength comes from God.
That's awesome. As soon as I saw that you published it today, make sure you bring some to the camp. I wanted to get one for myself for sure, and our staff, and I thank you for personalizing for them. I don't know if all the staff has seen them yet. I know I put a couple on desks, and I gave one to Missy as she left, and she read what you wrote, and she was like, oh, tell her thank you and everything. So she was inspired by that. And I gave Kelsey hers last night behind the camera there, so I know she's looking forward to it. So I'm really looking forward to reading it. And again, I know the process. I mean, I'm a little jealous because it took me 9 years to write mine, and actually I'm not done. I'm adding a couple more chapters,
yes.
So I'm hoping to be completely done in November.
Nice.
So the fact that you turned it around so quick, I'm a little jealous on that. But hey, it all happens for a reason.
The story of my life will probably take longer. That started 6 years ago, so. And then
all right. Well, now I feel a little better on that one.
So
tell people how they can get the book.
Yes. It's on Amazon. If you put in my name, Leah Amico, Amico, if you put in softball devotional book, that will come up. Or if you go to my website, that's the other way, leah20.com, leah20.com. I sign and personalize those ones that come from my website. It's almost exactly the same price. And so if they go to either of those sites, then we can get that book turned around. And my goal is really for it to just get outside maybe my sphere of influence, because maybe it'll encourage certain people and they can see someone else on their team that could be encouraged by it or needs a reminder of just how much God loves them, and there's a bigger purpose in life. And so, yep, Amazon or my website, leah20.com.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Good luck with it, and have a safe trip home. And again, thanks for joining us. We love having you guys out here. Any last things you want to say before we sign off about the book or anything in general?
Yeah. Well, I just love coming to Pennsylvania. It's completely different than California, but it's beautiful. These green hills and these trees, and I see the house up on the hill. I'm like thinking that'd be pretty cool to have that. But more than that, I think it's just what I'm so thankful for in this sport are the people that we meet. And so to have like you said, the relationship. When we meet and we work together, we become friends. I'm thankful for social media because we can stay connected. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing and so much of life is just how we treat people and the relationships we have. And so, again, when we know that God loves every one of us and has a plan, and we just want to honor him, and we live that out in our relationships, and honestly, like it should inspire all of us. I get inspired by people like you.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks again, and check out the book. I guarantee it's a great read, even though I have not read it yet. I'm looking forward to it. I'll guarantee it's going to be a great read. And again, thanks for joining us. All right, Dan Clouser here again, finishing up our Jennie Finch Softball Camp, 3rd year in a row. Joined here with the star of the show, Jennie Finch. Jennie, first of all, thanks for joining me. I know you got a flight to catch. We got to do this quick, but thanks for joining me. Why do you love coming out here doing these clinics?
It's always a pleasure to come out to Big Vision, and I love the mission behind Big Vision and the foundation and what it's all about, and giving back to the next generation. And it's such a thrill. It never gets old. I love my favorite place is being on the field with young softball players with big dreams, and just encouraging them in their dreams and on their journey, and just trying to give them a boost in their career.
Yeah, it's awesome. And again, seeing every girl that walked out here today is just grinning from ear to ear. And I mean, that makes us feel good that we know we're hosting the right type of event. I know it makes you guys feel good. Talked a little bit to Leah and Crystal and Tony about just the camaraderie that exists between you guys. I know when we first met, when I picked you up at the airport 3 years ago, that was one of the things we talked about, that this is really a family affair. And you love getting together with teammates. Just talk a little bit more about that.
It's a thrill. Yes, we love being on the field. We love sharing game, but it's extra bonus that we get to hang out and see each other, because they truly are sisters to me. And to have my family involved and just kind of share what we're about. And it's so much more than on the field and the fundamentals. Yes, that's important, and it is softball, but ultimately it's so much bigger than that. It's the big picture stuff. And I'm so blessed and honored to be able to have them on my team and to be able to just work beside them, and call them my teammates first and foremost, but then to be able to have that opportunity past our playing days, it's a dream in itself. So it's so much fun to get together, have fun, and share just a little bit about our playing days, and then also share about what we've learned in our days of playing.
Awesome. Like I said, we love having you guys out. We love the relationship that we've been able to build, the friendship that we've been able to build. Love being able to do the extra stuff. So Friday night we took you to a place, House of Jerk Dread, in Reading. Tell our fans a little bit about if they need to get to that place.
Go to House of Jerk. Oh my goodness, it was so good. I know I was thinking I should have lost weight this weekend, but probably not because of all the meat we ate. But that was by far like top 2-3 meals in my life. The meat just fell off the bone and melted in my mouth. The sweet potatoes, everything. Get to House of Jerk. You will not be disappointed.
Awesome. Any last things? I know car just pulled up. Any last things before we sign off here?
Just a pleasure, and thank you for providing the opportunity and what you do, because it's not easy, and you have to have the passion, and you guys have that, and it's so much more than the business part. It's the relationships. It's changing lives, and that's what it's all about. And I couldn't be more thrilled to be partnered with you guys and have the opportunity to bring our camp here, and we're grateful for that friendship.
Awesome. We're looking forward to year number 4. If you missed this year and you don't want to wait till Big Vision next year, check out JennieFinch.com. We're in Savannah in a month.
In Georgia, we'll be back the last one of this year.
That's the last one of this year. So if you want to do it this year, JennieFinch.com. Next year, as soon as we get the date released, it'll be on BigVisionFoundation.org and JennieFinch.com. And if you got a daughter out there playing softball, you do not want to miss this experience. So Jennie, thanks again. Good luck, and God bless you.
Thank you, Dan. God bless you guys.